So these are the notes you're going to open up. We've been working on these for days. Today we're going to finish up the last one, which is standard form. So standard form here at the bottom, honestly, is probably not one of the most useful forms of a linear equation. If I were going to deal with standard form, my recommendation would be to solve for y, which means you're getting y by, itself, which also means you're putting it in slope intercept form, which looks like y equals mx plus b. Doing this lets us continue to use the ways of graphing that we're used to. When you're doing this, there are some patterns. The m, the slope, is your rise over your run. And if I go up here and talk about A, B, and C, whenever you solve this out, your slope is always negative A, or the opposite of A, over B. This little b over here is my y-intercept. When I solve it out, it always comes out to be, little b is going to equal big C over big B. And remember, the y-intercepts look like 0, comma, whatever that value is for them. The one other way you could deal with standard form is to find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. When you're finding the x-intercept, you're going to let y equal 0, or plug in 0 for y and solve for x. X-intercept, y equals 0. To find the y-intercept, you're going to let x equal 0, or plug in 0 for x and solve for y. The y-intercept, x equals 0. So those are our two options. So I'm going to go to the next page. And down at the bottom, we have this example. So the first thing we're going to do is plug in values. So we're going to plug in the first circle, a 6, the second circle, a 3, and the last circle, a 12. So option 1 says exactly what we just talked about. Convert to slope-intercept form, which also means that you can solve for y. So I'm going to do that right down here. So my equation says 6x plus 3y equals 12. I'm going to draw my line and put my force field around my 3y. If I want to get the 3y by himself, the 6 needs to move, the 6x, and it's positive, so to move it, you need to make it negative, minus 6x, minus 6x. 3y equals, remember we always write x stuff first, negative 6x, and that 12 is positive, so plus 12. Again, my goal is to solve for y. The y is not by itself, so I'm going to circle y. Y is chilling with 3, and they're multiplying, so I'm going to divide every single piece by 3. Y equals, type negative 6 divided by 3 in your calculator, negative 2x plus 12 divided by 3 in your calculator. Plus 4. This is my slope-intercept form, where this is my m, or my slope, and this is my y-intercept. And with that slope, the negative 2 is my rise, and over that I can put 1 and make the 1 my run. So if I go to graph this, first I'm going to graph the y-intercept. So I'm going to go to the y-axis, and find 4 and put a dot. And then my rise or my run says go down 2, because my rise is negative, so I'm going to go down 1, 2, and then to the right 1. So there's a dot. You can do it again if you want. Go down 1, 2, and to the right 1, and there's a dot. And then you can grab your ruler and draw a line. Remember to put arrows through them. Option 2 is that we find the x-intercept and the y-intercept. So another way to do exactly what we just did is I'm going to use the green. If I want to find the x-intercept, it says that I use 0 for y. So my equation said 6x plus 3y equals 12. So I'm going to write down 6x plus 3 times 0, because the y became 0, equals 12. 3 times 0 is just 0, so that goes away. 6x equals 12. If I want to solve for x, I need to divide by 6 on both sides. X equals 2. This is my x-intercept. So I go to my x-axis and I put a dot at 2, which is exactly where we already had a dot. And if I do it again for the y-intercept, it says 0 for x. So I'll write my equation, 6x plus 3y equals 12. And then the x becomes 0, so it's 6 times 0 plus 3 times y equals 12. 6 times 0 is just 0, so I have 3y equals 12. And then to get the y by itself, you need to divide by 3 and divide by 3. So y equals 4. This is my y-intercept. So I go to my y-axis, and I put a dot at 4. And those two dots are exactly what I had before. It's the same line. So you can do it the blue way or the green way. Either way works.